We must start at the beginning. The Big Bang is still happening. Time is expansion. The universe is expanding. These are facts. If we need to address an issue in real life, we have to apply the scientific method to each particular case. Time being expansion can be demonstrated and observed all around us. The following picture can help to explain expansion, as it is difficult to visualize time as the fourth dimension. We must dispel the visualization of arrows of time and instead think of Stephen Hawking's cones of events, and that we observers are expanding from the past into now. The next picture shows the observer imagining the future, but the problem is that we cannot predict the future, as this would require all of the data from the past to be included in the calculation. This is made clear by the following picture that shows the cones of events progressing into the future from the past that is getting relatively smaller. This picture shows the duration of awareness of the observer who is expanding with the universe. The next picture is a slice of time in 1975, when I first drew my invention of the Alexander cell. This slice of time is an old document witnessed and signed by a solicitor to establish a priority date for my patent and copyright in this idea. This next picture is a previous cone of events in which I drew a sketch of the idea. This next picture is a previous cone of events in which I hand wrote the idea. The next picture is when I created a computer spreadsheet model that made the calculations used with the Alexander cell. It can be seen by the pixelations of the picture that this was a much smaller time being expansion. This next picture is looking back in time through cones of events, but this cannot be true to reality that is not only three-dimensional, but solid and cannot be drawn or modelled. This next picture shows the concept of elsewhere that I prefer to describe as sideways time. The sentient observer can be aware of the existence of cones of events outside of perception, but not have any data relating to them. However, instruments can record and transmit this data to the observer, allowing calculations to be made about the past. This is how we can use the James Webb Telescope to calculate what happened since time began. Time began with an idea that caused expansion. Solid cones of events consisting of mass and space filled the time until now, and we are creating the past by our activities. The future must be nothing, or the universe could not expand. Before time, there must have been nothing, as time consists of cones of events. All energy comes from the Big Bang in the form of the forces that we can measure: gravity, combustion, and the strong nuclear force. At the start of the expansion, the volume of mass and space restricted the expansion, and particles combined due to the available energy of compressed gravity, chemical combustion, and nuclear fusion. This resulted in the known natural elements and heavenly bodies. Expansion allows relational movement, that is change, and this is resulting in chemical reactions that allow the formation of living cells morphing into intelligent beings. This first picture here is Gibbs free energy, in which the scientist, American scientist called Gibbs, wrote this diagram to explain that energy is everywhere and there cannot possibly be a void in the energy, because the free energy would fill the void. This affects the measurements that I take during surveys for cathodic protection. If we need to address an issue in real life, we have to apply the scientific method to each particular case. Those with bows and arrows beat those with swords. Those with guns beat those with bows and arrows. Those with planes and bombs beat those with guns. Those with guided hypersonic rockets beat those with planes. Those with nuclear bombs are suicidal. The science behind all weapons is the control of energy, and weapons enable dictators to kill and destroy from the comfort of their luxurious lives. The social structure that sustains this system is called capitalism and relies on the general belief in money. The belief in money drove millions of people to work in the projects that built the Large Hadron Collider and launches the James Webb Telescope. The government thinks that they create money out of thin air, but a scientist knows that people are money, because without the work and the value of people, there is no way that the government can control energy that allows millions of people to function as a community. Investing in explosions is fruitless, but investing in understanding brings a better life to everyone. A CPN head office will bring together the people with the skills, control the corrosion that is presently causing pipelines to leak and costing billions of pounds. This fits in to the theory that time is expansion. This is how My idea originated the processes that we now use in CPN. This globe is filled with the events that are expanding into cones and filling the past with space and mass. In the previous now, everything is smaller as time is expansion. So there is no possibility of changing the past. These cones of events get smaller and smaller as we look further into the past. A computer using binary logic and layered spreadsheet techniques, relational databases, can accurately plot the exact position of any point in space without the distortion of perspective. Bitmapped pictures plot every pixel in this way, and I have just plotted this picture on a spreadsheet. We are told that molecules are made up of atoms and that they are made of smaller pictures that are orbiting other particles like our Earth orbits. I would like the viewers now to refer to further videos in this series which will continue along the path of understanding how expansion controls everything and everything fits together, including politics, sociology and all of the sciences. So please follow, like these videos on YouTube and go to Patreon, where we are uploading much more information, and you can join and become members of our groups. Thank you.